Tell me when.
You're good.
Okay, so when it comes to progressing climbing, if you think about a barbell, the way you can increase the resistance for a barbell is all you have to do is add weight. For climbing, it's a little bit more complicated, but not too much more. And there are 4 general ways to do it. First, you can use the same holds and increase the angle of the board. The second is you can use the same holds and make the athletes go from ability to shake to constant movement. The third is you can use the same angle of the board but go to smaller holds. And the fourth way you can do it is to increase some loading and to add some weight to the athlete. So there's a bunch of different ways with the same board that you can actually increase the loading for the interval for the athlete. So you look at these two guys. These two guys over here, two of my long-term lab rats. This is Brian and Max. And here are campus boards. And we have 2 campus boards here. But the campus boards are different. They're at the same angle, but the holds are smaller. These rungs are thicker than these rungs, which are thicker than these rungs. So on this board alone, I can progress 3 different ways. So Max, go ahead and get on the easy campus board, and Ryan, go ahead and get on the hard campus board. We're going to use the campus boards today like system boards, so you guys can go on feet on. Ryan, go to move the middle, I'm sorry. Yeah. So you can just go ahead and stay on there, fellas, and start moving up and down, but you can shake. So go ahead and start shaking. So I can start an athlete like this, and if the athlete, this would be our lowest progression, is to have them shake. And then I can say, go ahead and go to constant movement. So in constant movement, I tell the athletes they don't have to move fast, but they can't shake. And constant movement is a way that you can increase the difficulty of the interval without really doing anything, but not letting the athlete shake. On these boards, the next way I can make it more difficult is I can make them move to harder boards or to smaller holds. So Ryan, go ahead and move to your right. So he's going to smaller holds, and then Max, go ahead and move over. And you go ahead and go to shaking. So now I can start the progression all over again. I can have go ahead and go from go to shaking to constant movement. You can see Ryan starting to feel already because he's just come off a session. You go ahead and hop off there, fellas. And the smaller holds. And then finally, we have a couple of packs here. You don't have to put them on, but for loading for these athletes, it depends on the size of the board, but I'll go up to 10, 20 pounds and have them do the interval with the loading, which is just another way that you can increase the difficulty and resistance of the board. Let's come over here to our tech board. This is another board that we use. You notice that the angle of the tech boards, what we call it, is steeper than the angle of the campus boards. I think those are like 12 or 15 degrees, and these are like 20 degrees. I can't remember for sure. Come on in here closer, Bree. What's kind of interesting about these boards is we went to these Metolius woody holds, which allows us to take and not rip up the athlete's hand so much from plastic holds, as well as these boards are symmetric. So we have these holds are the exact same, these holds are the exact same, these holds are the exact same. All these boards are kind of set up that same direction. And come on in and zoom in here and closer. And then also there's like 3 sizes of holds. Our A holds are our thickest and our biggest. And then B holds are the next. And then C holds are the hardest. So on this board here, I can put the athletes on it, the same angle. I can go ahead and do A holds. You can shake. A holds, constant movement, which makes it harder. And then I can say B holds, you can shake. B holds, constant movement, which makes it harder. And then C holds, you can shake. C holds, constant movement, which makes it harder. And then I can load them. So with this board, I can have 3 different levels of progression, which really makes it easy and convenient to work for us. And I can progress the athletes on the fly. So if I have an athlete on the A holds and he's shaking and he's not getting the effect I want, it's not as intense, I can just have him go to constant movement. If that doesn't do it, I can say, okay, go to B and C holds, but you can shake. So there's different levels of progression within there. We've done this also at a rock gym, and it's a little more complicated because most rock gyms don't have system boards set up like this. If they have system boards or even campus boards like ours where you can put your feet on, You can really do a lot of great training with them. But we've also done it just with bouldering problems, with traverse walls, which are in a lot of bouldering gyms, and then also on full-on top routes. So for example, on a top rope route, we would put an athlete on an auto belay or have someone belay them, and then for the interval they had to do constant movement. So for example, if the athlete could climb 5'10", we put them on a 5'8" route, and they just have to go up and down on that 5'8" for constant movement, which achieves the same thing. So you don't need to have our exact apparatus to achieve the training effect. Okay, thanks.